Okay, here we are with GNS3. It's up to 2.0.3 currently. And if we have a look, we can see in terms of devices, I've put some VMs and things in. But if I have a look at networking devices, there's not a lot to talk about. If we go and have a look through what we've got in terms of routing capability, I've got a couple I've added already. A 2600 old image which is unstable, so probably advised not to use. 3725 which is better, and a 7200 which is also quite old but also stable, so we're alright. So under preferences, edit and preferences, what we're looking for on this multitude is, let's put some IOS routers in. So I've got 3 in. Let's add a new one. Slight variation from earlier versions. We've got this first, whether you're going to run on the GNS3 VM, which some devices we have done. In fact, if you look at one of our other videos, we've added in terms of a VMware Workstation VM first, and then added an appliance on, which is the Open vSwitch appliance. So if you're going to have a look at that for that as another video, you can see that we've used this sort of option. But we're going to run the IOS on the local computer. So we go through, and the next thing it says is existing image or new. Now the images are in the IOS folder as before, so that's under GNS3, where the GNS3 sort of root folder is, and then you've got projects images as part of that. So if you go to images, you'll find the images listed. I would say new image. That will allow me to browse. I can browse anywhere and pull that image in, and I'm going to pull in this 3725 IS bin. So it says, do you want to copy this across? Now, it's actually in the IOS folder because I put it there. I copied it into that in readiness. But if you hadn't, then you could copy it in by hitting yes. If I hit yes now, just bellyache can tell me it's already there. Ooh. So I won't do that. It doesn't need to be. So that's fine. Just okay that it's there. Don't worry. And we're here. So it's recognized that. So what I'm going to do now is next, I'm going to change that to IS, so it matches my image you can see at the top without the bin. Don't know whether that's important for me. And then come through next. Could change some memory settings, one thing or another. Might want to change some of the slots, see what we've got available to us. Nothing there. Or we could put some other Ethernet ports in and the likes. You can do this later, of course, under configure when the machine has stopped. So next, I'm going to put this in because I've been doing some old experiments with WIC2Ts. And they still exist, so I can just throw them up as quick examples. So I just do that, and next. Now, if this is the 2600, don't do this. Yeah, if one of those unstable disks, don't do this. But for all the others, idle PC Finder. So away we go. Yeah, they'll bellyache anyway if you try and do it. So I can see that's computing away, not long to go. And there we go, an idle value has been found, and we can see it computed in there. So simply click on Finish, and we can see that it's added to the list. If we apply and OK, come out of there, we can see under routers we have a brand spanking new router to choose. Let's pull that across. Oh, hang on a minute. Let's start a new project. And we could call it routing. Probably umpteen others called routing. Oh no, we're lucky. And then select away, pull across. There's the beastie. Hopefully it starts. It started. So a console is what we want. And there we go. We're sort of, it seems to be, all the Cisco stuff. It's ready to rock and roll. Of course, if I stop that, I could change that through configuration. I can change the name. I can change the host name. I can go in and change the memory allocation, the slots that I've put in. You know, going idle value. So there's all sorts of stuff we could change here whilst it's shut down. One of them is probably the host name. So maybe you want to just call it router1 instead of R1. So apply that. Okay, and it's now called router1. If we then start it. Wait for it to start, and then if we hit the console, if we hit return, come on, that's it, you're nearly there, and there we go, the host name has changed. Happy days. Good. So let's just stop that, and that'll do for now.